There's two sides. You have challenges and you have opportunities. So meanwhile, you talk about challenges, the flip side is opportunity, and the question is, how can you see the opportunity within the challenges? And that's why we are so trained to look for challenges that we don't see opportunities, and so very often it's so close to us. But because we are so programmed to look for challenges, we don't see opportunities.
Welcome to another episode of Catchup, and today my guest is Mr. Keith Wedderburn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So I just want to say big up and thank you for coming to see me today, because logistics was a big deal for me. I couldn't have a vehicle, and you came and find me up in my daddy house, daddy yard, and then Aki tree. And I want to say thank you.
You're making things happen.
Making it happen. So we just want to make sure, so I say thank you, because that helps a lot with the logistics for me to get this done.
No problem.
So Keith, without you are a huge part of our Manning's memories, history, experience, our life at Manning. So you are a big deal for us to catch up with.
No problem, Nackia. And it's nice catching up with you too.
Yes.
And your guys in particular, yeah.
So the purpose of Catchup is to get us caught up in terms of what you have been doing since you stopped work at, stopped taking photos at Manning's. We're going to take a look back in terms of how you used to look at things, how you have evolved, what you've changed, how you're doing things now, and to also share some lessons learned. That's the basic anatomy of Catchup, right? So how long now have you left Manning's in terms of doing the photography?
Yeah, in terms of I'm not doing photography at Manning's, I would say from about
1998, 2000.
Yeah, about near 2000. Yeah, near 2000.
Near 2000. Because I went to
2000.
Teachers College.
Sure.
And you had your studio. You were kind of funneling people to the studio.
Yeah, it was about, I can tell you, it's about 98 to 2000, near there.
Yes.
Yeah. About 98.
When did you start?
Whoa, I started from 88, 89. That was about I started.
Yes.
So pretty much was 10 years, 11 years. Being at Manning's there was about 10, 11, 12 years. My first real job was at a Meat Plus Wholesale in Savla. And I was a warehouse supervisor. And after I worked from 85 to 88. And after 85 to 88, you know, I look at myself and I said to myself, no major promotion within 3 years, no major movements in terms of my salary, no major reprimand to say you're not doing well. So I'm saying I'm pretty much stagnant here.
Right.
Because there's nobody cautioning to say you're not doing well, and there's nobody saying you're doing well. So you need to assess yourself. And I'm saying, you know something, I'm not doing well. And so within that time being at Meat Plus, I was still doing photography. And I said to myself, and a lot of person was crazy over my work while I was at Meat Plus. So I said, you know something, just take the plunge, just move. This is time to just move out and move on your own. I said, I've done enough working for people. I said, it's time to go on my own course. So I left Meat Plus, and readily you had Manning's, a lot of students from Manning's were person where I was doing photographer for then. I remember Diane Miller, one of those early persons. Yes, Diane Miller was one of my top clients then, you know. Yeah, she used to demand a lot from me and introduced me to a lot of other clients also at Manning's. So there was how I ventured at Manning's.
Big up Diane.
Yeah, man, big up Diane Miller, man. Friend every time. Moving from there, I can say to you, moving from mainline photography, I went into information technology. And so I have a fascination for computer also. But what I realized in the early 80s and then, a lot of us in Jamaica, for example, were like 10 years behind the developing world where they were in information technology. And I made a pledge to myself. I said to myself, by the year 2000, I want to be not only computer literate, but I want to embark on a path to make my area of Jamaica one of the most computer literate place. So I went and bought some books. I had a video camera. I had books, and I also want a computer. I remember I went to my father and I sold him the story about the fact that I want to move from the regular photography and I want to go into videoing. I also went to CPTC and I did a training in video for television, so I did that. And but my main love was really information technology. And so there I was able to convince my father and help me to buy a computer, my first computer. And so with that computer, the world now begins to open up to me. I realized a level playing field. No longer those persons in England, persons in anywhere in the world have more advantage. No longer do they know what I don't know. The information is open to all of us.
It's flat.
Yes, it's flat.
It's flat.
It's flat.
Access to everybody.
Access
equal
to
opportunity.
Equal opportunity. That was what I realized. There was a group in the Bluefields called the Bluefields People's Community Association. The group is still there. And there they had 3 computers. And I thought of to myself, I said, how could I use these computers to influence the life of the children, the youths and adults within my community?
Yeah.
And I said, what I wanted is to set up a state-of-the-art learning center. Now, this might seem so far-fetched for a lot of persons. A state-of-the-art learning center in Bluefields. And you're talking about in the early 90s.
Yes.
Well, as a person to them, that is like, what are you talking about? You're dreaming, you're a dreamer. State-of-the-art learning center. I said, yes, that's what I want. So I wrote the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica. And I said, we need this project. And they were very receptive. So they came in and they looked at what we were doing. And we eventually were successful. We got a project funded for about, I'm not quoting the figure, but I think it was like $3.5 million.
We got the space.
We got the space. So we got the project funded. I remember the Minister of Technology was Philip Powell at the time. He came down, opened the center, everything like that. We have a big bash, man. At that time also, I also sat on the board of the IDB. Because so we were caught in the army people. So yes. I sat on the board of the IDB, that is the International Development Bank. And they have a outpost here in Jamaica. And I sat on the IDB board. And within the same time, so here, there's a number of things that start happening. And it tells you that, you know, when you are, I will say this one, that, you know, when you are inspirational, when you're energetic, opportunities chase you around and begs for attention. And I found myself right there, where opportunity was running me around.
Wow. So
there I was sitting on the board at IDB. There I was attracting sandals. And IDB, for example, said, I remember at the end of 2004, IDB said, listen, we want you to go to Mauritius, the United Nations Conference, as a delegate of Jamaica, one of the delegates of Jamaica, to represent your country. And I said, yes. So this was my first opportunity flying out of Jamaica, flying first class. So I went from Jamaica, went to London, went to Europe. My first time flying out of Jamaica. Before that, I used to say, I'm not interested. So here's it. I'm getting first class travel from Jamaica to London to Europe. And during that time also, before I left Jamaica, it was that time Sandals had called me. And they were, at the time, Sandals White House, you know, Sandals South Coast, they were in the development stage and near completion. So I was going, Sandals was walking me at the same time. So I said to Sandals, I said, listen, I'm going to Mauritius. I'm going to the United Nations Conference. So when I get back, if you're interested, that's fine. But I'm on my way. So I left.
They wait for you, right?
I left.
Tell me so they wait for you until I come back.
Well, they waited.
Okay, congrats to that.
Yeah, I told them I'm going. I said I'm gone.
To have you as their public relations officer, even after
assistant.
such an experience,
yes,
it doesn't matter.
Yes.
You know them talent.
Yes.
You know, good talent is hard to find, man.
So I said I'm leaving. I said when I get back, you know, when I get back, if you're interested in the conversation, then fine. When I get back, we'll talk. So I went.
So how you move from that to know what you're doing now in Bluefields?
Well, all right. So coming back.
My gosh, you have so many chapters in this life.
Very many chapters. So there we were. So the computer project wasn't yet completed, no. It wasn't completed, no. Don't think it was. It wasn't completed. So I remember I said the opportunity was just chasing me around and begging for attention. So all of a sudden I have a lot of things getting involved in.
Yes.
So I've gone to United Nations Conference.
You still have the project.
You still have the project, and I still want, right. So okay, so
as assistant public relations.
So I get back. So when I get back, so Sanders called me and said, "Are you interested?" That's okay, fine. So we went there and we're getting involved. Got involved in terms of community relations. I was the person selected for that because there they were. They have all the managers, and when I went there, I realized what the problem was. All their managers was from outside of
the
Westmoreland area. I was the only person.
Only local.
I was the only person there. So they needed somebody local who could actually get their footing going in the community. So that was my
job.
That was my job.
To connect them.
To make that connection.
Yeah.
I did 3 years and 3 months at Sandals, then I said time to move on. And when I said it was time to move on, I went into whatever. While I was at Sandals, as I said, I was thinking about other things because I realized that profits are better than wages. See? Because I said wages make you a living, which is fine, but profit makes you a fortune. It can make you, which is super fine.
Your money make money.
Yes. So
multiplying factor.
Right. So I'm thinking about the risk. So I went into, so while I was at Sanders, I was saying to myself, how can I, instead of just relying on my energy, how can I get other persons involved to work for me? So I'm starting to about business, so I think about transportation business. To me, that was like a quick thing that I could get into. So while at Sanders, I was investing into buses. I had 3 buses while at Sanders. And I had persons I was utilizing other persons' energy, I utilizing other people's money because I went to get some money from the bank. I was utilizing the bank's money, I utilizing other people's energy. You know? Because that's one of the secret to really financial freedom, using other people's money, other people's energy. So eventually when I left Sandals, I realized that one of the bus, which is that bus right over there that I had borrowed some money from the bank, and I realized the persons who I had running the bus, they were running the bus into the ground. And even though I had no interest into the bus, I had to say, you know something, I had to take the bus because I had to keep the bus afloat. I had to keep my investment going. And that was how I went into the bus business. And having gone into the bus business, I looked for a niche market because I said I just didn't want to be in the bus business just like anybody else. So what I created was a special transportation system where we have a special pickup service. So what we did, and it's still operational, we have been having from 2009, where children at high school, as a matter of fact, there was a time how I came up with a program. Having gone to Sandals, I realized that there are clients at the bottom and there are clients at the top. There are clients who want the top, the niche, the top, and they are willing to pay for it. You know, you have clients at the bottom, so you can choose when you want. So I learned, that was what I learned from Sandals. I didn't learn anything that I learned from Sandals, that there are clients at the top. And if you want, you can prepare for those clients. So when I left Sandals, I said to myself, I want a transportation business that caters for the clients at the top. So I said, okay, here's it. You have students that's going to high school and as such. Can you create a program where you offer more to the parents and guardians, and they are willing to pay more? If they are willing to pay more, you can offer more, then it's fine. So I realized the Belmont Academy was just into thinking about being open then. And when I went there with that philosophy, everybody loved it because the majority of the children were coming from Savlaman's environment. They didn't know where they were going, and they were very concerned about transportation. So I said to them, if you're interested in transportation, I said, I can provide it. Then, having done that, I said to yourself, multiple income. So we're talking about, oh, what else can you do? I said, well, okay. What about organic farming? Why organic farming? Because I've looked at it because if you look back at where I'm coming from, my father was involved in farming. A lot of people in my community have been involved in farming. Matter of fact, Jamaica has been involved in farming. But we realize that a lot of the farming that people have been doing is conventional farming, not traditional farming. Traditional farming is where you don't use pesticide, you don't use the type of fertilizer that's being used which damages your health and damages the environment, right? And I said to myself, it was while you're doing the computer program also that we learn about that, and we had an initial program where the JSNDP came in and introduced the farmers to organic farming. And so that has lodged heavily in my head. So even though I wasn't doing it then, I said to myself, the first time I get that opportunity to do it, I'm going to do it. So I have the bus thing going on, and then eventually my wife and I acquire a property, which we have to see the property. The property is 3.25 acres. And when I saw the property, because I knew the property long before I acquired it, I said to myself, this would be the prime property for organic farm, because for 22 years before I purchased it, there was nobody using it. And this would be the prime property for organic farming. And I've always dreamed as a youngster, this is one of my dreams. I said, I would like to, when I get older and I have a property where I could just go to and pick the favorite, any orange that I see and I like, I just pick that one. Fresh fruits and vegetables, pick that. So when I would purchase that property, eventually it dawned on me, organic farming. And so we started roughly Roughly 10 years ago, we purchased the property, but the farm started officially in 2005. February 13, 2005. That was when we planted the first tree. And the farm is really really an educational hub where we demonstrate in uncertain terms how organic farming can be done. Because Nackia, one of the things we realize in Jamaica and in the world, we talk a lot and tell people what to do, but in terms of actually doing it and demonstrate it can be done, it's a different thing. And I have said to myself, the talk thing has to be stopped. We got to go out there and demonstrate and show people that it can be done. Can I say to you that having gone out there and start demonstrating and show that it can be done, there are so many persons who have now seen it, been inspired, and have gone on to have been doing it for themselves. It is so interesting when we can bring children in from various schools. Can we bring children in from the preschool, all age, high school, university? We have all of those children coming where we can talk. And because very often what I realize, so here we are, the Aki chair. For some persons, to them, this is just an Aki. But then the fact of the matter is, it's not just an Aki. First of all, there's a genesis that was brought here by Captain Blight. Secondly, it wasn't brought here as just Aki, was brought here as detergent.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was brought here as detergent. That's what it was brought here. If it wasn't brought here to be eaten. It was over time the Jamaicans saw the Aki and observed and realized that it could be eaten. Jamaica was one of the first Caribbean islands who actually ate the Aki. And the other Caribbean islands started eating the Aki. Adapted to it. So there's much more than just
the history and everything.
Yeah. So persons learn. So to me, it's very interesting. You bring persons in the organic farm, and when you start talking about things, like, wow! Initially, we just saw fruits for fruits. We just saw vegetable herbs for herbs. But now we're learning so much more about it. So having been there, their knowledge has been enriched, awakened, right? And it's not the same again. And so for me, organic farming, I've been doing that now for the past 5 years. And it is so beneficial because it has changed my life. It's about healthy lifestyle, healthy living. We have no embargo. We have moved it even more from organic farming. We have now put on a farm stay. So when you come, you'll see lovely rooms that we have now put in. That's if you come to the farm, it's not just you want to have just banana for the day.
Can stay?
You can stay for a day or two. You can stay and wait on your favorite fruit to get fit.
How many rooms?
Well, we're going to be building in total when we're complete, we have about 15 rooms. We have the first 2 completed and ready right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So we really have to go up there then.
Can I say to you that one of our banana made the news, the CVM news came in and captured one of our first banana. And it was carried on the news for 4 times of the day. So that show you, and I'll show you the banana. I'll show you a picture of the banana. Yeah. So those are some of the things. And in addition to that, in the second year of our farm, at the annual competition at Denby, they had a section for organic farmers and sustainable farmers. And our farm, the second year, we placed 3rd in the island. So, you know.
It feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. And better when at the farm because the nice air. When people come to the farm, people don't want to leave the farm. Matter of fact, when I go to the farm, I don't want to leave the farm. And at the same experience, people come to the farm, they don't want to leave.
Tell us about your family.
Family. Well, I have a beautiful wife, Sanji.
I remember when you guys got married.
Yeah, so
was what, 95, 94? When was it?
93.
93.
So February coming the 14th, we were going 26 years.
Wow.
So last year was our silver anniversary.
What has marriage taught you?
Marriage has taught me more the meaning of love. The true meaning of love.
What is the true meaning of love?
The true meaning of love is to be understanding, to be compassionate, give and take, commitment. Because, and I say commitment is a big word. Because you have to commit to stick to it no matter what. Because a lot of persons, they'll stick to their jobs, they stick to their cars, they stick with their dogs. When they come to their partner, they don't want to stick.
They have different expectations.
Different expectations. So the moment they expect not to have any challenges, but they're going to be challenges. They're going to be growth period. And one thing I realized also in marriage is that in any relationship, like marriage, there's going to become a time when making it work, it's going to be, it's swing both ends. So some of the time, the the making it work, you're gonna be swinging on your side. That's how you're gonna swing on the next side. And what I realize in most relationships, when a relationship ends, is when both person give way. So sometime, at some point, you'll have to have the larger share carry. And when it is you're supposed to carry, make sure you do your part. And when it's your partner, he or she's supposed to do his or her part. The moment both of you let go, that's when the relationship ends.
Completely give up.
Yes, completely give up. There always is a give and take, completely give and take.
Yes.
And so within that relationship, we have had 2 lovely children, Kenja and Kellan. You know.
What are the ages now?
23 and 21. So they are all grown. Yeah, grown. So.
Wow.
Yeah, Kellan is at university. Kenja is at she's working in the, well, my wife introduced, because my wife is a massage therapist. And, she introduced Kenja to that because she was saying, yes, you have gone to a good high school, yes, you want to go to university and everything, but in the massage therapy area, you can work money because.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so my wife has introduced Kenja to that.
So me give me horse and land to a good massage therapist. I'm just letting you know, especially with my job.
Well, that's part of the thing that we do also. That's part of the wellness we offer that at our homestay, where a person can come on and, you know, whatever relaxation.
What?
Yeah, we offer that. No problem.
So question, back in your manning school days, what was one of your favorite memories when you were on our campus?
Whoa, my favorite memory. You sure you want to hear that one?
Tell me.
Okay. My favorite memory. My favorite memory was the day I went. I remember I had a bicycle. I slid the bicycle then. So I rode over to school that day. And Mr. Jackson, you remember Mr. Jackson?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, Mr. Jackson was the principal then. And I had parked my bicycle and Mr. Jackson, he said, come here, young man, come here. So I said, sir. He said, are you the person, are you the person practicing photography on the school compound that was disrespectful to Mrs. The vice principal name again, this lady, Miss Waxstar.
Mrs. Waxstar?
Yes. He said, no, he said, you were disrespectful. I said, no.
When?
He said, he said, please leave the compound. So I said, sir, he said, please leave the compound. So I went from my bicycle and he's walking behind me, walking me right down to the gate. And man, please leave the compound. Everybody looking at me. He said, please leave the compound. So I walked out. And when I walked out, in less than 10 minutes, I was back.
With
a letter. With a letter, and I gave to the security. So I gave it to Mr. Jackson. And in that letter, it speaks to the fact that you're accusing me of what I'm not guilty of. And most importantly, you don't give me a chance
to
explain or present myself. So the next 5 minutes, Mr. Jackson called. He said, send me in. So I was back in the school compound. And in Mr. Jackson's office.
Really?
Sitting down to reason. At the end of that, I was the first person to get an official permission to be a photographer at Mines.
It was an opportunity.
Yeah, so I didn't see it as a challenge, as an opportunity. So there was an opportunity.
You could just leave and never come back and vex too. I feel wrong. Yeah. I'm probably bitter.
Bitter. I didn't feel bitter. I went away in less than 5 minutes. I was back with a letter. And that's the power of the pen. Because what I realized, and I realized before then, a lot of time persons, how you communicate to people is very important. Sometimes you're talking, a person will listen to you. Sometimes you need to write. Sometimes you need to draw. You need to use different communication methods. And what I realized also, when you write, it forces persons to read what you have to say and without any interruption. Because very often when you're talking, there are prejudices and biases to what you're saying. They are listening to the wind, they are listening to themselves. But when you write it, they have to read, and they can read it and reread it and make all the sense out of what you have read. What you have written. And that was what I did. I used that the fact that you wrote the letter pull his attention. Attention. Yes. And I've done that, and I've wrote several letters since then, just the same, because I realized the power of it.
Wow.
So that was one of my most memorable occasions. Mr. Jackson asked me to leave, and within the same day, he had to ask me to be in his office. And within that same month, I had an official permission. The first person.
That's a lesson right there. Any teachers come to mind that you had experiences with?
No, well,
were fun or memorable?
No, the teachers were all well.
Yes.
The teachers were all fun. I remember Mrs. For example, The teachers were interested with PE, Mr. Daggerty.
Yes.
And he
Mr.
was
Scott,
Mr. Scott. All those persons were very, very supportive in terms of photography and things. Whenever there were occasion and things, they would bring you in and ask you to assist and things. So all of the teachers.
So you take all the sports team.
All of the teachers. All of them. For those who remember their names and who I didn't remember their names, but all of the teachers. Because I wouldn't want to just single out, I can say, all of Miss Gopalson,
yes,
Miss RG Thompson,
yes,
all of those teachers.
Mrs. Thompson, the age, Mrs. Thompson,
yes,
she's a vampire. She look
all
the same way.
All of the teachers. Miss Hibbert.
Yes, Mrs. Hibbert.
Mrs. Hibbert.
Mrs. Hibbert.
Yes. All of the teachers.
Mrs. Hibbert is like fine wine. She looks wonderful.
All of Mrs. Monroe.
Mrs. Monroe.
Yes.
I haven't seen Mrs. Monroe
She lives in Belmont.
years.
She lives in Belmont.
In years.
She lives in Belmont.
I hope she can come on this thing one day.
Yes. So all of those persons, yes, all the teachers were good. I said to you, the only, and I would say bad experience, the only challenge was Mr. Jackson. And that was my opportunity to build the cat. From then on, we were friends.
Friends after that.
Yeah.
Probably a huge advocate for you after that.
Yeah.
And respect.
Yeah, man.
So question for you. How would you describe your personality back in those days when you're a photographer versus the person you are now? What words come to me describe you back in the day?
I don't think I've changed very much. I've always been a people person. Maybe a bit more reserved, a bit more serious now, because I think then I'm trying to think what make me. I'm still a people person. I don't think I've changed much, except that I've changed what I've done, and probably I'm more passionate.
And the level of consciousness.
And the level of consciousness. The level of awareness has led me to deal with.
You see things differently.
Yeah, see things differently.
You do.
So that would have probably been the major difference. But in terms of I've always been a people person. That's why I've always seen myself as a people person. I've get along well with people from ever since, and still do. And over the years, I think I've also, in terms of customer relationship, how you deal with people, you talk, deal with things. So you deal with things, you deal with at the end of the day, a win-win approach.
Amicable, mutually beneficial, and respectful. Because you never know. Because we are connected.
Right, and you cross paths.
Oh my gosh, you don't know who you're going to see around the corner and what circumstances it will be.
But I said to a lot of the person, even with my transportation system, a lot of the parents who I'm with, they're the person where we were at Mannings, we were at Godfrey Stewart, we were at various schools.
Take them picture.
So if I didn't have
that relationship from them,
they wouldn't have the confidence now to sell. So
Keith got me and got my kids, got me more treasures, got my treasures.
So it's very, very important.
Yeah. I didn't even know we'd be sitting here under my father act the tree.
Yeah, man.
Is there something you used to believe about Keith that has changed significantly? Think about even your younger days. And now you look back, you're like, wow, that has really opened my eyes.
Well, when I think about my eye, from very early I realized that we are all, interdependent on each other.
Yes.
Right? Or codependent on each other.
Yes.
But what I think that has changed very much is that initially when I was younger I was taught that each of us we grew up and you have your family and friends abroad and everything, like your way out would be to an aunt or an uncle and you're looking forward to see somebody would have doing something for you and things. As I get older I realize no. You have to do it for yourself. The onus is on you. So that's what I've
sitting at camera.
Yes, yeah. The onus is on you to get it done.
Because some people still are waiting up. And if they didn't help me, and they should have didn't help me, and they should have do this to me, and we can't listen to and there's some resentment and anger now. Wait, like I would Mandela.
I realize that the onus is on you to get it done. Nobody is gonna get it done for you. Even if they promise and say it's gonna be done, rest assured it might not happen. Whenever it's going to be happening, when it's going to be guaranteed when you do it for yourself, right? When I think I also realized, so that was one thing the next thing I realized that you won't always have the pieces ready to get go before you get go. Very often you have to jump and grow your wings on the way down.
Use your phone to capture one series and one little stick until I get a real stick. I get a real stick now, but I did one different stick.
Right, yes. You have to jump.
You have to just start.
Jump and grow your wings on the way down. I can tell you, a typical example of that. I remember when I bought that bus.
Yes.
I've never ever driven a coaster bus before. My wife and I, but I've driven buses.
Wow.
I've never driven a bus that big either. my wife and I, we took a ride up to Kingston. We went to Unimotor where we bought the bus. I took the key from the guy. We drove it out to Westmoreland. Here we come.
Take your time and come.
So we grew wings on the way down.
I would have loved to interview her and see what was it like to be your life partner with a dreamer like you.
Yeah.
And how difficult and how challenging, or she's also a fellow dreamer.
Yeah, man, she's a dreamer also.
She's a dreamer also. So it's really just chuck off together.
No, I tell you what has been interesting also. And I can say this because you talked about marriage.
Yes.
In relations, it's very important when both you can share philosophies. So my wife and I, for example, listen to the same, in terms of personal growth and development, we listen to the same videotapes.
So you're growing together.
So grow together. So it's not difficult when you can speak the same language.
Yes.
You
don't need to say it again.
yes.
Because a lot of my friends are having that challenges, right? Because they're and their partner at a different place.
Yes.
They're not growing together.
Yes.
In fact, so it's harder.
Yeah, it's harder because both of us share those things together. You know, we listen to the DVDs, read the books, similar books together.
And talk about it.
Talk about, read a lot of motivation. Matter of fact, can I tell you that the property where we have the organic farm going right now, it resulted from the fact that one of the books that we were reading, and my wife brought to me, she said to me, Keith, you know, I just read in the book that it says that when the prices of when property is for sale and it's not sold for a period of time, the price go down. I said, really now? She said, yes, that's what I just read. So I said, if you're reading the book, then let's see if it works. So I took up my phone and I called, I knew one person who had connection to the property, and the person was my father. So I called my father. I said, do you have the number for the guy who was selling the property? And he said, yes. He said, can I have it? He said, yes. I took the number. And I can remember when we bought the property was for sale about 10 years before then. And the price that I heard quoted before there was like $5 million. So I said, so let's call the guy. So I called the guy and I said to him, is the property still for sale? He said, yes. So I said to him, what's the price? I'm waiting now because this is how we're going to prove what we just read. And when he read, I said, what's the price? And I'm waiting. He says 2.5. I said, really? No. I said, really no. So I said to him, okay. I said, sir, we're coming over this evening.
Wow.
We're coming over to talk to you. So I went over, and matter of fact, when we don't talk to him, I offered him 2.3. The rest is history. So this is talking about working together with a partner who you can see eye to eye, people you share vision, share philosophies. It was she who just read it in the book and said to me, this is what I just read. It's
like a 2-hour drive, and
yes.
she has to decide.
Yes.
And just
she say, wow, there's a, you know,
yes. And you say, really, honey?
Yes.
And you say, okay,
let's go for it. Just like
That's
that.
Amazing.
Just like that. And the rest is history.
What advice would you give young Keith?
I would say to the young, listen to your elders, not because they know more than you, but because they have gotten it wrong more often than you.
Right? It's not because.
It's not because.
They just get it more wrong, right?
They get it more wrong.
And then they mistake before you.
So the fact that they have got it more
because
wrong.
They didn't get it right.
Yes. So you don't have to go in the same. You have to make the same mistake they have made.
Aye.
So listen to them. Right?
We never look at it that way, but. I'm going to tell my son, because I said, son, you don't understand. I probably mistake that way. I said, but I already made that mistake.
No.
Probably it's not the fact that I know better because I did do better.
Yes.
I know better because I didn't make the same mistake. So probably you don't listen to me.
Yeah, they feel important. So when you tell them you don't know more than them.
Yes.
When you made the mistake more often than them, they say, wow.
Okay.
Yes. You got them there.
Yes. Probably I should approach it that way and not the...
You got them.
Not the I know better, I did better.
Yeah, and one thing also I realized, in terms of youngsters, when I think youngsters need to... It's very difficult to get that to them.
Yes.
What is very important is that in terms of development of the brain, the average person's brain doesn't really develop until they're in the late 20s, 30s. And so a lot of the things that the children are doing, they're doing it because the emotional side of them is developed. So they know to hate, they know to love, they know to dislike. All of those things just come naturally to them. But in terms of making informed decisions, in terms of analyzing information, in terms of anticipating consequences.
Anticipating consequences. And choices and possible outcomes of the
and
choices.
things. That's not yet developed. And so for us as adults, we need to understand that aspect of children don't come in as yet. And so what they're doing it because it's their level of development where they are.
How they feel at the moment.
Yes. So don't confuse yourself with that.
Aish.
And they also need to understand that level of development, that their brain doesn't develop to that level either. So they can fool themselves and say, well, okay, I have the emotion, I can love, I can do that, and I can do that. The fact is, in terms of making informed decision, they won't be able to make it. And that's the reason it's so important for them to take the guidance of their parents and or guardians.
Who have that capability. To see the outcomes and the consequences. Based on the different choices.
Right. They can't see at their age. And that's the reason also why, even though your child is trying and pulling away and decide they want to go on their own, that's why you need to hold on. Because the fact of the matter, you might say, well, make him have his own way. You can't have his own way. Because he's just not seen it.
Because he's not seen it.
And he just can't see it.
We say to adults who kind of stuck in that place, they're not come to the other side yet. Because
yes,
my peers, I know, I have peers who still stuck in that place.
But I said to you, let me just say something to you. You see, awareness changes things. Once you become aware, once you have a greater level of awareness, you can't return to where you was.
Okay. So it's lack of awareness.
It's lack of awareness.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's lack of awareness. Once you change your level, once you become more aware, you will never go back to where you was. Never. You cannot go back. It's impossible to go back. And so persons who are at a place and not moving, all they need is greater level of awareness.
They read, they listen to books, listen to audio books.
Yes.
Do something to change your level of awareness.
Change your group. Because sometimes the people you're among, you have outgrown them.
Change your group.
Yeah, you have outgrown them. And when you outgrow people, you have to move on because you become up. You become
a part. Morning, you know, say kind of hard. I tell you the truth, it's kind of hard.
No, but
because then they say you're rich or switch or
that's a part of the process. But that's a part of the process.
Change from them and blah,
that's a part of the process.
It's a morning you miss them because you want them to come with you.
And you can't have everybody in the front seat of your car. It's not possible. Some people have to stay out. Some people have to sit in the back seat. You have to move along. Right? And people rub off on you. And so at some point when you have your crew of people you have chat with, when you reach a level where you have some will outgrow and you will outgrow some, it's a natural progression. So when somebody outgrow, you don't complain, and when you outgrow them, there's no complaint, you just move along. You just move along. It's as simple as that.
Easier said than done, man.
Yeah. Well, the truth is, once you realize that's a natural part of the process, when it's confronted and it faces, you just deal with it.
Okay.
And move on. Whatever. What I did, I can remember. When I was moving, you remember when I told you when I realized opportunity was running me around and chasing me around, making for attention. Because I read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I read those other books, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And when I realized I was moving on to other things, there were persons around me who I realized that there's no way they're going to understand what I was doing. So I went out and I bought some of the books that I was reading and I give them to read, because that's the only way they're going to get an opportunity to see where I'm going and to understand. Because a lot of person, when you make, because as I said, any 5 years in your life, you make a major difference. Any 5 years, and you're never too old, you're never too young. Any 5 years, major difference in your life. But for some people, when they see me, they're going to say, what happened? You win the lotto? You're scamming? What is it? How can he make that major shift? Because they don't understand.
They don't.
You're doing something different. And they say, you're different. You're different. He's no longer you. That old person is no longer there. This not, that person that knew that you're no longer that person.
Correct.
That's a different person. Correct. Yeah, you're no longer, and you're not afraid of it. No, it's no longer that Keith. There's a different Keith. That Keith died. There's a new Keith.
Right.
And so I bought my friend book. And
some get it, some didn't get it.
Some didn't get it. To be honest, yeah, some didn't get it.
I just let it go.
You just let it go. Yeah. So it's like that. But for me, learning is a continuous thing. There's so much to learn. Every day you learn new things. And you must just choose the company, choose the group among you that you can learn and grow from. right?
Because the environment
yes,
seep in. Whatever environment you place yourself,
and
seep in some
and the
stuff.
negative have more impact on you than the positive.
And we make it negative stick onto you like a Teflon, so it's not Teflon, like a Velcro.
Yeah.
And then, no joke, it takes you so much energy to shake off.
To shake off the negative.
You take off the negative than the positive you stick to.
And that's why it's even more important that you be selective with the people who you talk with, people who you move around with.
And who can speak in your life
and
your
can speak in your life, your energy. Very important, because as I said, the negative so much, because you have to be a strong person. As you have hear the negative, you can just before you even get into the brain, you block it off. This is it. That even give it a chance to get in. You block it before you get there.
Yes, it takes a lot of brute strength.
Yes. Yeah,
and some people more words have more power on us, especially when they come from our childhood.
Yes, you have to shut it down quick.
You have to shut it down quick.
Quick.
So one of the questions I ask Keith is, can you share one of the most challenging seasons or opportunities in your life, and what did it teach you about yourself? Can you think of one? One of the most darkest that really pull on you real hard and stretch you.
I've had so many challenges in my life.
Wait, I'm trying to pick one.
Yeah, I've had so many good. Yes, I remember one.
You remember one?
Yeah, I have so many challenges in my life. But since you ask about one, I can remember one. Because this speaks about where I am now.
Okay.
I can remember when we were at East Street. I was at East Street. We were living at East Street.
Is that where your studio was?
Where my studio was.
Because I think I took photos there.
And this is the story that everybody's gonna love. We're at East Street and we're doing pretty well. As a matter of fact, when Sanja and I got married, we were first living in Belmont. And my sister was living at East Street, 10 and a half East Street. And just beside the Anglican rectory. The rectory is no longer there. And so we're living there. And the reason we moved there because when I looked at Belmont compared to Savlan, I was saying Savlan was a bigger opportunity for photography. And I was in the midst of my photography.
Yes.
And that was in 93. And I said, wow, great opportunity. So we came there, we were doing extremely well. Then in 95, I can remember just about in 95. In 95, the unfortunate thing happened. Well, there are a number of things happened. One, my wife got pregnant and we had a baby. That was Kendra. That was a good thing. The next thing happened is that I had an accident. I was riding, you remember my Honda 50 is the ride?
Yes.
I was coming up Rose Street and I was coming across Louis Street. That time Louis Street, then you could travel both. You could go either up or down. It wasn't a one-way street.
Both ways.
And then you had Rose Street.
Right.
Yeah, Rose Street. You could go right across Rose Street. Rose Street, that is the street that Dan Miller live on. You could go right to school. You could go up or down. But the only thing that when you reach to the end at the crossroad, you need to stop.
Right.
So the persons on Louis Street had the right away. And if you were coming up Rose Street or going down Rose Street, you need to stop. Well, I was coming across Louis Street, going to my home, and a guy was coming up Rose Street. He didn't stop. He hit the bike, and my foot was fractured. And that was in 95. Well, my foot was fractured, and we're dealing with that. So, but as if that wasn't bad enough, the place that we're staying on East Street, the guys who were on the place, tell her, I can call her name. Yeah, she decided she wanted the property, and she said the grounds on which they want the property. I'm gonna show you. I have a copy of the thing. She said the grounds on which I want need it for person I used to develop it. I said, okay, fine. So we were there, and during the time we were there, and we were working and getting through there. Remember, Sanja and I, we were looking at other places in Savlama where we could get for rent. That would be advantageous to our business.
Yes.
There was one place we even went and I gave the lady about $20,000 for her to complete the place that we could get it. It still didn't happen on time. Then finally one morning, we were there, we were bang, bang, bang. We still had his brother brought a group of guys in a pickup truck and they came and they took off all the exterior doors of the house. So there we were inside the house looking out in open air. All exterior doors were gone. So I was on a crutch and my wife, young baby. So we call it the most challenging time in your life. Young baby just born and I'm walking on a crutch. And they took the doors off the house. And so for most people, the question is, where do I go from there? Well, where do we go from there? So the door is off the house. They go out the door. You're on a crutch, your wife or young baby. There's very little fight you can do. We call the police. We call the police in the morning. The police came in the evening. And the police is less than 3 minutes drive away from where we are. From Rose Street to the police station, so that's less than 3 minutes drive.
Yes.
And we call the police in the morning, the police turn up in the evening. And there's very little we can do from there. We said, you know something? Get out of the house. We get out of the house. And when we get out of the house, so there was an emergency, we get out of the house. So the first reaction, you know, you think about relatives. So we went to my mother's house and we were there for a while. But then while we were there for a while, we decided, you know something, it's not where we want to be. And so we also started to think about it. We started getting to the point, we said, you know, we don't want to go back into the rent house. Because that experience is like you're traumatized. You don't want to get back into a situation where somebody
Someone wants something by somebody else.
So
it's even
a little touch hut.
I feel it.
You prefer to be in that back into a situation again where somebody can take off the door. And so we decided, you know something? We decided that no more rentals. So we're gonna buy some material and just build one little board house anywhere. And live anywhere. And so eventually my grandfather had a plot of land that he has been cultivated and is a government-owned land for many years. And we decided we went start cleaning the property. My relatives and I, they came and we started cleaning the property. And we bought material for it. And while on the way traveling to and fro, we passed a sign says house for sale. And so the house that was for sale represent the house that we are going to build. And we were saying, but if there's a house here for sale, why not just buy this one instead of go and build that one? And so we bought that house. I'll show you a picture of it. We bought that house and we lived there for the next 20 plus years. And it was wild there. We sat, we worked and saved. And we went on a mission of personal growth and development. And it was wild there. Look, the land that we bought was next door. So they took off our door and staff was to send us to a destination. It was like Jonah in the Bible. There was a reason for you to move. And you need to be moved forcefully. So sometimes you shouldn't question what happened to you. Move with it and say, where's the opportunity? Don't question what happened. Just move. Because there's an opportunity waiting for you. And unless you move, you won't know where the opportunity is. So the opportunity that was waiting for us was where we are right now.
So thank you for removing the doors.
Of course, I say thanks. Each time I say thanks, I say thanks. I say thank you for doing it. That was the best thing that you could have done for us. Because probably we would be still living in Salmon today.
Comfortable.
Comfortable. And where we are today, where we are today, there are so many persons who have called it paradise, and that's what every day I wake up and I can look up and see the mountain, I can see the ocean. Wow, I'm saying, whoa, this is like more than a dream come true.
I love the story, by the way.
Yeah.
I say I can't cry because the makeup I got sting my eye.
Yeah. So to me, there's a lot of things that happen. Come Mr. Jackson event, that wasn't an event.
Yes.
But this one when they took off our doors, off our house.
Not. I can imagine my firstborn and that happening to me.
Yeah, they took off the door off our house.
In a Salmon area.
Right? As me say, a fractured foot, I'm on a crutch.
Can only imagine the way you feel inside.
And we just took it like men and women.
Aye.
Yeah, we took it like men and women. We didn't took it like no boy and girl. We took it like men and women.
What does success? What does success? We can't even talk about that story. What does success mean to you? How do you define success?
Success to me is setting high goals in whatever area you want and gradually achieving them. That to me is success. So it could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be spiritually. Wherever you set your targets, just by being able to reach them gradually, build on them, move from there, keep building on it. To me, that is success.
What are you most proud of?
Being me. Yeah, I'm proud of being the person who I am. I'm proud of being a go-getter. I'm proud of being a person who challenge myself to get out of the box. I'm the person who think outside the box and willingly step outside the box
Mash up your box.
Mash up the box and throw that coming to dead people. Yeah, I'm proud of being that. I'm proud of being
because when you walk me to the journey, I'm
Yes.
like, what?
Yes.
And what?
Yes.
And oh, you come.
I'm proud of being the person who, no matter what other people think about me,
Yeah.
we just know that I'm on a path
Yeah.
of personal growth and development, and this is what I have to do. Right? I'm proud of being that. Yeah. I mean, no matter what they think about me, just know what is important to me think about myself. It's how me see myself. I know it's my responsibility to make it happen. And I also know that in the end, the world loves a winner. And once I succeed, they will be some of the same people to come
Same
and,
one.
and run and wave my flags.
Same one.
Same ones. I know that.
Last question for you.
Yeah.
When you die, what do you want us to remember most about you? What's your
Well,
legacy that you want?
My legacy that I want when I die is I want my work to live on in terms of the people's life who have influence.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
There's an influence on people's life. I want to see people keep living through me in terms of do we have influenced their life in a positive
The
way.
ripple effect.
The ripple effect. Yeah, that is it.
I think it's huge, man.
Yes, it's not about what they say. To me, it's an action thing. Yeah, they don't have
Living,
to say,
doing,
yes, yeah, they don't have to be
life changing.
Yeah, they don't have to say anything. It's just an impact on their life. They say, well,
Even
wow.
where they eat, like just even eating this food. Like no, me not gonna look on Aki ever the same.
Exactly.
Because of you.
Right.
Even just that.
So it
simple.
was life-changing experiences that ripple effect. I go through other people's life. What happen.
And then pass on to my sons because I'm gonna hear the
Right.
story. And he pass on.
Exactly. So
This was awesome.
yeah, man.
What? This is not the interview I was expecting
Looking for.
at all. This is nothing close. This is gonna be amazing.
Well, and I know for a lot of persons. I know for a lot of persons. My friends from Manning's friends from various high schools and thing. And with the very often they question, I say, "Where Keith? What? Where is Keith now?" And whatever. And
Yes.
like, you know, they say, "Where is Keith now?" But Keith is very much here, alive
Very
and
much
well.
here.
Alive and well.
You can go visit him
Farm.
farm
Yes,
up in
man.
Bluefields.
Yes,
And
man.
we're gonna have the information on
Yeah,
for
man.
them to
Yeah, man.
contact
Yeah,
you,
man. Yeah, man. Very much here.
Oh
Going
my
nowhere.
gosh.
And I'm talking about very much here. If you notice, February coming, I'll be 55. Yes, Nackia, 55. Where are the gray hairs? They're not here. Because, yeah, 55.
My goodness.
55. And strong.
And loving life.
Yeah, man. Because that's one thing again, you have to tell yourself from very early. Even when you get old, you need to be strong and healthy. And you have to challenge and you have to work towards that. The way you eat, the way you think, the way you sleep, the way you exercise, the food, everything.
Can you imagine?
That's
really dancing on gray hair and I'm not right here. What that? Oh my god, that's extraordinary.
Yeah, 55. Yeah.
Peace. I want to say thank you again for coming to see me. Thank you for sharing
Yeah, man.
your experience.
And when I say 55 February coming, so I'm 54 now, right? 55 next birthday, February coming, which is just 2 months away. Yeah.
Oh my god, you look absolutely
Yeah, thank you.
mind-boggling.
Well, so I'm looking forward. Listen, it's not over until you visit the farm.
Yes, so we're gonna go visit the farm now. So we're gonna wrap up this episode, and hopefully through Catchup you will learn about the farm. And when you're in Jamaica, bring your friends and family to go visit the farm.
It's a must.
It's a must, right?
It's a must.
And hopefully I have the girls trip and we'll come and see the farm.
Yeah, man. See Jamaica through a different perspective.
Just stay in the grill and live at the grill and then go back on the
Because one thing, because the first time when you grew up, one thing we used to think that like the opportunities in foreign, the opportunities somewhere, but the opportunity is here. It's all about use the mindset. You can make it what you want. You can make a lot from nothing. And that's why when I said it, every time in most recent time when I look at that little boy with that 7 chicken that says he wants to take his mother out of poverty, I'm saying, yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know, the empowerment mindset as opposed to the entitlement and the dependency syndrome.
And the dependency syndrome.
Yeah.
They should help me, they should give me, they should do this.
I mean, what we can challenge and say to a lot of our relatives and friends abroad, tell people back home the truth. Tell them how hard you have to work. Tell them the sacrifices you have to make. Stop lying to them. Make them understand, say, yes, you can send some money, come, but you have to sacrifice. You have to have 3-4 jobs. The same thing that you in Jamaica don't even want to do one job. Let them know. Let them know that you're 3-4 jobs.
In America to survive.
And let them know you have to be on time for the jobs. So not just have the job, you have to be on time. You have to deliver. You have to on time, you have to deliver.
Else you'll be homeless.
Yes. Tell
pay
them
your
that.
bills, as you won't have it.
Tell them that.
America, man.
Because when you tell them that, you begin to change their mindset.
America is
They begin to see you less as a target. You're coming home like you're the opportunity. They are the opportunity themselves. They're here, they can wear one suit short the full year. You have to change your suit. They have nice oxygen to breathe, fresh fruits to eat.
And can't really starve because there's fruits all over. In
Right?
America, you can starve easy.
Exactly.
But you can dead for months and then you know, so you're dead enough.
Exactly.
Because they don't really talk to each other.
Exactly.
You know that, right?
So they put. I know
Different
that.
from Jamaica, you
I
know
know
everybody. But somebody in a church missing, you know, so somebody in a church missing.
Yeah.
Right?
I know that. Yeah, man. So as Mr. T said, the opportunity is right here, right here. Is it challenging? Yes.
Everywhere is.
But everywhere it is challenging.
Pick a challenge that you
It's
want.
possible. The most important one is it's possible. You know, that is it. It's possible. That's the word. It's possible.
Guys, with that, I'm going to close this episode. Please like our videos, share our videos with your schoolmate and your friends who haven't seen Keith in years, because I haven't seen him in about 25 years. And guys, subscribe to our channel to keep up with weekly episodes and catch up with people from your past. Have a fantastic day, guys. Bye-bye.
One love.